In today's video, I'm going to place every quarterback on their division rivals team and simulate an entire season to see if your team is truly just a quarterback away from winning it all. As we take a look at our rosters, we see some really weird changes around the entire NFL. You got Mahomes as a Charger, Burrow as a Brown, Allen as a Dolphin, Lamar as a Steeler, and Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott switching teams, probably my favorite of the entire series, but Aaron Rodgers is a Patriot, following in the footsteps of Brady, and a lot of other cool changes too. With that being said, let's jump into week one. Alright, so here we are in franchise mode now. I have the Browns as my favorite team, but don't worry, I won't be doing anything with them or any other team in the NFL for this simulation. I just want to see how the computers will play it out, so let's go ahead and simulate week number one of this sim season with quarterbacks on their rival team. Alright, so week one is simulated, and here are the results. The Chiefs beat the Lions, the Falcons beat the Panthers, and Derek Carr puts up 41 points in his home opener. The Texans beat the Ravens, the Bengals beat the Browns, the Colts take down the Jacksonville Jaguars. Tampa Bay, led by Bryce Young, the rookie, already off to a better start than what he was with Carolina, winning 21-7 over Minnesota. Trevor Lawrence putting up 41 points with the Titans. Steelers falling short to the 49ers. Cardinals beating the Commanders. Justin Fields in a revenge game against Jordan Love, and the Bears gets the win. Packers 28, Bears 21. Russ and Jimmy G switching teams as well. Vegas wins there. Chargers beat the Dolphins at home. The Pats fall to the Eagles. Seattle beats Los Angeles, and the Cowboys beat the Giants. Before we head to our Monday night final game, the Bills beat the Jets in week one. Alright, now moving on to the quarterbacks, we look at Patrick Mahomes at the top of the food chain. No surprise there. 4 touchdowns, no picks in that week one opener against the Dolphins. Lamar had a pretty good day as well, but Sam Howell got to be the standout name in the top 3. Obviously a touchdown and 2 picks, though not too good. As you see, Josh Allen, Will Levis clearing out the top 5. Mac Jones embracing his inner Jameis Winston, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks as well. And there are the rest of the quarterbacks down this list right here. Been an interesting first week to say the least, but a lot more season ahead of us. That is for sure as we head towards the bottom. Let's see who rounded out the last 5 quarterbacks. And here are your bottom 5 quarterbacks after week one. Trevor Lawrence, Desmond Ridder, Jared Goff, Brock Purdy, and Aaron Rodgers rounding out the bottom. Didn't really expect his first game as a Patriot to go that badly, but it really shows that the Pats have no help on the offensive end, but still a lot of football left to be played for all these teams. 16 more games for everybody. Let's see how this goes as we simulate now to midseason. Here we are now back at the main franchise hub, getting ready to simulate to midseason, but it's a good time to remind you guys, if you are enjoying this video, drop a like for more franchise content like this in the future. If you are new, go ahead and hit that sub button. It's much appreciated. I make content similar to this all the time, and hit that post notification bell to know when I post or go live. Here we are now after one half of the season completed at the top of the AFC, which is where we will start. Not just the top of the conference, but the top of the NFL as well. The Chiefs at 7-1, winners of 4 in a row as well, and a lot of 5-win teams in the AFC too. The Chargers, Titans, Steelers, Bills, and Dolphins all have 5 wins. Some have 2 losses, some have 3, but the hottest team in football right now, inarguably in this conference, is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Lamar Jackson, former MVP, leading Pittsburgh to 5 consecutive wins as we find ourselves now in the middle of the pack. A couple teams fighting for playoff positions, including the Jaguars, Ravens, and Raiders, all at 500 respectively on the season so far, as the Browns, Texans, Patriots all fighting right behind them. And we look at the bottom of the barrel in the AFC, the Jets, the Bengals, and the Indianapolis Colts round out the bottom. Still a lot of time left for all these teams. And with that being said, let's go take a look at the NFC. Taking a peek now at the NFC, it is no surprise the Green Bay Packers are the best team here. They really never struggle at quarterback. I haven't started a rookie, and as long as I have lived, and as long as many of you watching this video have lived as well, and that is going to continue, succeeding with Justin Fields at 6-1, the number 1 seed in the NFC. A couple of teams right behind him, though. The Arizona Cardinals led by Geno Smith, the Niners led by Matthew Stafford, the Eagles led by Dak, Seattle, New Orleans, and Dallas all right behind them. And the 500 teams in this conference, the Lions and the Falcons at 4-4. Below them, the Buccaneers, Vikings, Rams, and Giants all fighting just as hard. And then you got the bottom of the barrel here, the Commanders, the Bears, and the only winless team in the NFL through 8 weeks, the Carolina Panthers. A lot of football left in front of us. Let's sim the rest of the regular season. But before we do that, nearly forgot we got to check out the quarterback stats halfway through the season. Justin Herbert leading the MVP race with a 16-3 touchdown interception ratio and leading the league in passing yards. Brock Purdy, so much for his system quarterback. He is second right now, leading the Rams to a playoff charge. Josh Allen doing well with the Dolphins. Dak Prescott holding it down with Philly, and he's got the best touchdown interception ratio in the NFL with a 16-2 respectively. not looking too bad. Mahomes leading the NFL in touchdowns with 17. And let's take a look at our worst quarterback so far halfway through the season. Taking a peek at the bottom of the quarterback standings, CJ Stroud leads all quarterbacks in interceptions. That is one category. You don't want to lead if you're a quarterback, that's for sure. Lamar Jackson, he's struggling as well, not doing too good. A lot of rushing yards there, not accounted for, to be fair. Joe Burrow's got a good touchdown-interception ratio, but hardly any passing yards. Browns don't have a lot of targets. And the last quarterback, the worst quarterback so far halfway through the season, is Anthony Richardson, a little over 1,200 passing yards. Time now to simulate our final 9 weeks of the season. Comment down below who you think is going to win MVP and who the 1 seeds are going to be, and I will see you at the QB stat page. At the end of the season, here are your quarterback leaders for passing yards. Justin Herbert leads the NFL, 4,582 passing yards, 36 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Is that going to be enough to get him the MVP, though, with 10 picks? That is a question we will figure out here in a little bit. Mahomes, the best touchdown-interception ratio in the NFL, 36-4, coming in at a nice 4th place overall in passing yards. As we go down the list here, a couple surprise names. Bryce Young finishing top 10, so did Mac Jones, but 25 interceptions. He really might be Jameis Winston in the modern day. As we roll down these lists of quarterbacks here, not too many surprises in the middle of the pack. Kyler Murray and a couple other names here. Just a lot of mediocre quarterbacks. Not bad, not necessarily good either. Rounding out the bottom, we look down here. CJ Stroud had 28 interceptions. Not a very good shot for the rookie, who had a really good season with the Texans in real life, but obviously not doing too hot with the Indianapolis Colts. The worst quarterback this season was Jimmy Garoppolo in terms of passing yardage, just a little over 3,100. Now let's go check out who won MVP. I'd say I'm surprised, but I'm honestly not. Patrick Mahomes has done it again. We saw him do it in Kansas City with hardly any weapons. Imagine giving this man Keenan Allen and Mike Williams in the same season. That's going to be dangerous, but Dak and Jalen Hurts finishing 2 and 3 in the MVP race with each other's teams. Josh Allen and Justin Herbert rounding out the top 5. Also, a huge shout out to Mike McCarthy for winning Coach of the Year in his first year with Jalen Hurts at quarterback. Pretty big accomplishment. Now let's go check out what everybody's been waiting for, the playoff picture. So here is your postseason picture, and man, it looks a lot different than what I thought it would look like. The Patriots will head on the road to take on the Titans in our first game of Super Wildcard Weekend. Then Bryce Young hosts Dak and the Eagles as Tampa Bay wins the NFC South. The Bills are going to host the Steelers, Tua and Lamar taking each other on there. And the 3-6 matchup in the NFC, the Seahawks and Cardinals swapping quarterbacks but playing each other on the wild card. Should have a lot of good headlines in that one. The Browns win the AFC North for the first time since 1989 when it was titled the AFC Central. They will host the Kansas City Chiefs led by Justin Herbert. And in our final game of Super Wildcard Weekend, Justin Fields leads the Packers to an NFC North title, and they will host the 5-seeded Matthew Stafford-led San Francisco 49ers. And of course, can't forget about our conference winners. The LA Chargers led by MVP Patrick Mahomes win the AFC, and the Cowboys led by Jalen Hurts and Mike McCarthy, the coach and quarterback duo, win the NFC and secure the 1 seed. And if you don't see your team here, let's go see just how close they were. And here are the teams in the AFC that just missed the cut. Josh Allen and the Dolphins, and Russ and the Raiders a game behind. The Ravens closely behind them as well. And the rest of the teams not doing too well. The Jets last place in the AFC. Now moving on to the NFC, the Falcons finished right in the middle of everything but still missed the playoffs. Only something a choking team like Atlanta could pull off, as you see the Rams and Saints closely behind as well. We're going to go ahead and jump into the postseason now, starting with the AFC wildcard matchup. Aaron Rodgers and the Patriots will head to Tennessee to take on the Titans with Trevor Lawrence. In our very first game, we already have a major upset in the AFC. The 7-seeded Patriots are moving on. They defeat the Tennessee Titans 30-20 on the road. Just the second time ever that a 7-seed defeats a 2-seed. Aaron Rodgers and company will visit Patrick Mahomes and the Chargers next week. In our second wildcard game, this one coming down to the wire as well, 17-17 from the 48. Dak Prescott trying to lead the Eagles to victory. Dak has all day, fires deep left side, caught by Goddard, got a block from A.J. Brown, and he's going to walk into the end zone for the touchdown. Eagles lead late. Now here is the rookie Bryce Young, 4th and 5, trying to keep the 2-seeded Buccaneers alive, which he does down the middle to Cade Otton. 2nd and 4 now, Buccaneers down to their final timeout, handoff to White, he's got blocking and room up the middle inside the 40, what a run. Once again, game on the line. What does Todd Bowles have dialed up? 4th and 1, 25 seconds, no timeouts from the 30. Left side pitch going to White. Can he get there? No, he can't. No, Kobe Dean, what a tackle. The Eagles are moving on. Both 7 seeds win, and Philadelphia will meet Dallas in the NFC Divisional next week. What a storybook game that'll be. In Orchard Park, the Bills lead 10-3. Lamar trying to rally a late game-tying drive starting at the 19-yard line. Jackson Good protection, fires down the middle. It's intercepted by Jordan Poyer, and the Buffalo Bills are moving on. Here we are now in Seattle, a game that should have been a lot of fun, but in all reality really wasn't. The Cardinals offense could never get started. Seattle dominated this game from start to finish, so Kyler Murray and company will move on to the divisional round, and they will face the winner of the Packers and the 49ers. And look at the score here in Cleveland. The Chiefs are going to kick a field goal from 49 yards out to put themselves up by 7. Joe Burrow's going to have no timeouts and about 20 seconds to go the length of the field. Can he do it? We've seen him perform miracles similar to this in the past in Cincinnati, but this is Cleveland. Burrow running for his life. Can't afford to take a sack, but he does, and the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win it off of that. They will head to the divisional round and take on the Buffalo Bills. And in our final game of Super Wildcard Weekend, the Green Bay Packers finally able to exercise their demons and take down the San Francisco 49ers. They will head to Seattle next week to take on Kyler Murray and the Seahawks. Justin Fields solidifying his legacy here in Green Bay. Here we are now in divisional weekend. The Patriots are holding it close for a 7th seed. The Chargers trying to secure the victory, and they will do just that. Austin Eckler up the middle, and Patrick Mahomes is back in the AFC title game. Back to Buffalo we go, and the Bills finally trying to win a playoff game against Kansas City. Herbert trying to keep the Chiefs alive, says a prayer down the field. It's batted down, incomplete, and the Buffalo Bills are going to win and move on to the AFC title game. They take care of the Chiefs, but can they take care of Patrick Mahomes? That is the bigger question. And talk about an upset in the NFC. The 7th-seeded Eagles are going to the NFC title game. Dak gets his revenge in Dallas. Unbelievable job by this Philadelphia squad. And in our final game of divisional weekend, one more upset for the road. The Green Bay Packers take down the Seattle Seahawks. Justin Fields is fitting into this offense ever so nicely. They will host the Philadelphia Eagles next week in championship weekend. In the AFC title game, Patrick Mahomes continues his postseason clinic of the Buffalo Bills. The Chargers are going to the Super Bowl as Tua going to launch this one downfield. It's actually caught for the touchdown, making this a one-score game, but it is too little too late. Mahomes is back in the Super Bowl. In the NFC Championship game, history continues to be written with this 7th-seeded Eagles team. Dak Prescott, who knew he'd be the missing piece to this offense? Philadelphia going to the Super Bowl. Mahomes versus Prescott, an interesting matchup to decide who the best team in football is, with a division rival at quarterback. And here we are now in the Super Bowl. Gonna watch it like this until it comes down to the wire. The Chargers get a turnover and immediately capitalize with a touchdown. Philadelphia driving, can only muster a field goal. Mahomes marching again. The Chargers score 6. Now the Eagles trying to respond in the late stages of the first half, only mustering a field goal. Mahomes down the field again, has another touchdown. It is slowly becoming out of reach for this Philadelphia offense, and Mahomes puts it in the end zone yet again. Another field goal for the Eagles. As we hit the fourth quarter, it is looking like the LA Chargers are going to be crowned Super Bowl champions for the first time in their franchise history, and Patrick Mahomes continues to win. That is all he has been known to do, and that is all that he will continue to do. The LA Chargers are Super Bowl champions 34-16 over the Philadelphia Eagles. And all the things he's accomplished as a Kansas City Chief, he can do it here in LA as well. Winning MVP, winning a Super Bowl, and winning Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes on top of the football world yet again. And with the Chargers being crowned Super Bowl champions, that is going to bring our video to a close. Drop a like and subscribe if you are new. Comment down below who your biggest surprise and biggest disappointment quarterbacks were in this series. And for more content like this in the future, let me know what else you want to see in franchise mode. That being said, thanks for watching.